Good morning. Rise and shine, my friends. Today is Thursday, July 11th, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. I'm Katherine Hobbs. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me today. We're not quite back up to triple-digit heat yet, but we will max out around 98 degrees today, and in this weather, every single temperature degree counts. Well, today is an incredibly special day here at KERA News. We're celebrating 50 years on air, and I can't wait to talk more about that in a few minutes. But first, let's get you the headlines you've come to rely on each morning. Attorneys for Carroll ISD argued in federal court Monday that changes to Title IX will hurt the district, staff, and students. The Biden administration, however, wants to expand protections to include gender identity. The hearing in Fort Worth stemmed from Carroll ISD's May lawsuit against the Biden administration. The district claims that these changes to Title IX could harm female students, female athletes, and go against district policy, which requires students to use locker rooms and bathrooms that align with the sex they were assigned at birth. Texas is among more than 24 other states that have sued. The district expects its ruling to be in the next several weeks, and the Title IX changes are set to go into effect August 1st. Both Denton County and County Sheriff Tracy Murphy are being sued in connection with the death of a county jail inmate last year. Heath Van Deventer died of dehydration while in the jail. The suit filed on his behalf accuses the county and other defendants of wrongful death, deliberate indifference, and negligence. The suit is asking for monetary damages along with a temporary injunction against the county to prevent the situation from happening to any future inmates. Well, as I mentioned earlier, KERA is celebrating its 50th anniversary, and we're doing so this morning by hearing from some of the voices that have shaped our station over the decades. Here's a little bit of that conversation.
So, Bob, what led up to the day when the switch was flipped and KERA 90.1 went on the air for the first time?
Well, first of all, keep in mind that several stations around the country, TV stations, had created radio stations to go along with them. And when Bob Wilson and Ralph Rogers being the chairman of our board at the time, and then chairman of PBS and later CPB, when he and Bob Wilson, who was station manager and president, came up with the idea that they wanted a radio station in Dallas, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas, it was thought that, hey, wait a minute, that's not going to work. I mean, we still have a struggling TV station. Well, they did it, and they said, we're going to pull the switch. And they literally pulled a switch, and the FM station signed on the air.
What do you remember from that day?
Well, I remember it was an exciting day because we had been going over to the Little Red Schoolhouse, which is where the radio station was located at the time. We had gone over there several times to check out how it looked, what the sound was going to be like. We were excited about it. Still a little curious, still a little apprehensive, but I remember it was a joyful day.
Sam Baker, can you talk about your introduction to KERA and what it was like in the early years?
When I got here, they were having a staff meeting at the time. And so we stood for a while and listened to what they were talking about. You know, we're going to bring Lyle Lovett over here, and we're thinking of doing this over here and this some project. I said, oh, okay, now I get it. It's not the buildings, it's the people. That's what it was. That's what made KERA what it was, sort of this human version of, you know, wherever there's a will, there's a way, and so they always found a way to do it. So that was my initial impression, and that hasn't changed. I mean, we're in a much better building now, thank goodness.
Yeah, quick story about the building. We recorded in studios. Our voice, we did tracks. We were on reel-to-reel, so instead of computer, it was 2, 3, 4 reels to mix a complex story. But when I needed to record voice tracks, we're in the Southwest Airlines flight path. So here we have soundproofing in a new room in a new building that went up in 1995. But in the old schoolhouse, the recording studio wasn't soundproof. So if a plane was going by and I was about to record my voice track, I just stopped and waited 10, 20, 30 seconds until the flight landed. It was gone. So it was quiet enough again to record. Otherwise, I had to wait, and otherwise, if I recorded my voice, you'd hear the plane.
What's also important is that over the years, KERA has boosted the staff itself. When I got here, there were 2 reporters. And that's not a lot for a major market or top 10, top 5 station. I did interviews and what have you, but you can only cover so much in doing that. Over time, though, we have boosted the staff. We could use more people. I think almost any media entity in this market could use more people these days. But still, we are managing to now cover so much more of North Texas than we used to. There was a time, Fort Worth, Tarrant County, we just couldn't get there as much. We just didn't have resources to do it. Now you hear Tarrant County regularly. Denton County regularly.
Collin
County
County.
regularly,
Yeah.
you see. So the station has come such a long way in terms of news.
So, Sam, to your point, we started out with 2 reporters in our newsroom back then. We now have more than 30, right, in the KERA newsroom. And while we are here celebrating the 50th anniversary of KERA News, we have to note that we've been able to grow and thrive only because of the support of our community. And so I just want to reinforce, how critical that has been, that KERA is not only just stable, but as you said, we're expanding our news coverage through our own newsroom and also through these collaborations. But that's only because of the vision and support of people right here.
That was some of our veteran KERA staff speaking with Justin Martin. The Frisco Rough Riders continue their series against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals tonight at Riders Field. And if you're looking for another way to cool down, be sure to check out the field's lazy river. The U.S. is racing to develop its battery recycling industry as demand for more electric vehicles rises. The aim is to reduce costs by keeping the recycling process domestic as opposed to outsourcing to China, while also reducing any environmental impacts. Innovative recycling methods, such as dissolving materials in acid instead of burning them, recover more valuable materials more efficiently. This in turn positions the U.S. as a key player in the sustainable battery supply chain. The 39th annual Parker County Peach Festival is shaping up to be just peachy, with a bounty of Parker County peaches and amazing vendors all showing up this weekend. You can learn more at peachfestivaltx.com and be sure to visit kera.org/calendar for more going on across the region. Thank you so much for starting your day with me today. I am so glad you take a few minutes to listen each morning. Be sure to subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA newsletter, also by yours truly, at keranews.org, and check us out over on Instagram and Threads at KERATX. I'm Katherine Hobbs. We'll chat again tomorrow.